Hi Leo, welcome to your October 2019 love reading. It's Serena here, shuffling the cards. This is the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. I picked it because I was thinking of Halloween and that kind of scorpionic energy, but now I realize it probably would have been better for November when most of the month is in Scorpio. But that's okay. I love these drawings anyway, so. And if you didn't know any better and you hadn't seen this deck before from the Wild Unknown Tarot, you'd probably think that, you know, they're all black and white, but they're not. Sometimes they have a big pop of color. For instance, that card. Okay. So let's see. The heart of the matter is the Six of Cups. This is a card of the soulmate. One thing I have to mention about this particular deck is that what I like about it is the artwork. I think that it's beautiful how they use pen and ink. You know, there's like these textures through lines. As a matter of fact, I'll show you. This is the Seven of Pentacles, and you see they have the horizontal and the vertical lines. It's just such a cool effect. And so that's what I like about it. One of the things that, you know, is confounding sometimes is that some of the imagery I don't make a connection with the meaning of the cards, but sometimes they have ingenious, you know, symbols or drawings that connect it, and this is one of them. The Six of Cups is a card of the soulmate, but it's also a card of childhood, the past. So you see those deep roots that we associate with family and the past. This is a card of children. So anything to do with children. Now in a love reading, this can simply be that the person wants children. And so that is playing into your love life. Like, you know, for instance, if you are a Leo who is of a certain age and you haven't had children and you want them, you may be like, you know, I don't want to just have a good time anymore. I want to really settle down. And you have this kind of a serious attitude. And then you have the people who are married, because this reading is supposed to be for single people and people who are already in relationships that are maybe struggling. And in those cases, thinking of the children, you know, thinking things like, I don't want my children to suffer. And so I'm really thinking more about them, about leaving this relationship, because I want them to have a happy life. You know, the Six of Cups is a card of the idyllic past. It's a card of, you know, the good old days, they call it, you know, and wanting that kind of innocence for your child or children is one example. But if neither of those examples really resonates with you, it can also be the soulmate. This is a soulmate card. So that can be very cool too. In the past position, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This is another card that I think is brilliant in its depiction of what the meaning is, which is the card of awaiting the harvest. Whenever you have pentacles, you're talking about energy. To me, it's like energy exchange or investment, or material matters in general, but this is supposed to be more on the emotional side. So investing in something and seeing if it pays off. Well, the progression of the pentacles is such a brilliant depiction of seeing something grow, okay? The growth of something that you have invested in. So a relationship that you're in, and this is about patience when you're starting something new and you're not sure if it's going to work out, but you're kind of putting in that time, that energy, and hoping that it's going to pay off, okay? And so if we look at these cards astrologically, the Six of Cups is connected to Cancer, that I know. The Seven of Pentacles could be an earth sign. I don't know if it's a specific earth sign, but the earth signs are Taurus. That's kind of like one of your faves, Leo. And Virgo and Capricorn. Now, the higher message, so this is from the spiritual perspective, is a card that I actually drew in the reverse position, the reversed position. And it's the Six of Pentacles in reverse. The Six of Pentacles in the upright position is about give and take. So relationships that have a mutuality, that it's not one-sided, in other words. So in the challenge position, it could be that you've been waiting for something in a relationship that hasn't paid off. And you're looking for this, you're seeking this ultimate relationship. And, definitely Leos are very romantic. So, the idea of a soulmate would probably be very appealing to you. But it might not be mutual. If you're single, it can be that perhaps this is a pattern that you have, I don't know, where you put a lot of energy into something and you don't get it back. Now, I want to make it clear that I'm not talking about tit for tat. I'm not talking about, going Dutch on dinners. I'm talking about something deeper than that. I'm talking about that there's an emotional investment on the other person's end as well, that it's not just one-sided. Actually, to tell you the truth, with the Seven of Pentacles, for some Leos, because you are so materially generous, I could definitely see that you might have a pattern of kind of showering a person with gifts or fine dining or something like that, and then feeling like with the Six of Pentacles in reverse, okay, this person is not into this the way that I am. And again, I go back to that Six of Cups. What is it that you are seeking in a relationship? And realize that you can't buy it. You can't do anything on the material level for that. Like I could even see with the Seven of Pentacles, that investment sexually, the pentacles can be body, so it can be that whatever those, it can be money, the body, and sex fits into that category, but it still doesn't give you mutual love. And if that's what you're looking for, then you have to approach it with that kind of reverence. You can't just assume that it'll come because maybe even like in some cases with Leo, that you overwhelm the person with your passionate tendencies. Maybe you have to be a little bit more toned down in some cases. If you come on very strong, then that might be good for, I'm talking about to protect you, so that you can have what you want. What crosses you is the Son of Pentacles, which is the same as the Knight of Pentacles. This is kind of a confirmation if this person is a Taurus. This is a Taurus energy. But also, this to me could be like materialism, attracting materialistic people who are users. Also on your end, that you may be a workaholic And therefore, you limit your availability because you're just such a hard worker. You're working so many hours that you just don't have the time. Now, normally, this is no big deal if you're very dedicated to this portion of your life, if this is, where you're at. It becomes a problem if you're looking to have children, for instance. And I know not all people are interested in having children, but since I got that Six of Cups as a centerpiece, I felt compelled to kind of mention that. And if you're in a stage of your life where it's just like your career's on fire, or you just feel like you have to strike while the iron is hot, then maybe you can create for yourself a game plan of how you're going to do this. You might say, I'm going to throw my all into my career for the next 12 months, and then I'm going to kind of like step back a little bit, and and I'm going to be more available for my social life or what have you. And then you can dedicate your time to your career and not even like worry about it. It's usually when we have our attention in two different places that it creates problems. But if you're single-pointed, one-pointed, then you realize that you're only doing this temporarily, and you know that you need to devote, to have, to make more time for your social life, so that you can have the ability to not only meet people, but to cultivate a relationship. So that might make it easier for you to just kind of relax and not try to think that you have to do everything all at once and achieve, things when it's just not possible based on your commitments. What is coming in is the Eight of Pentacles, and this can be the advice. This is another card that I just love the depiction, and I just love the, the artwork. This is the Eight of Pentacles is a card of being, a master at your craft. It can just be like, being very devoted to your work, and it's a card of material, like money, success, and material endeavors. And so this may just be saying that, like I just said, that it's time to just devote your energy to career matters, in this time period until you're ready to like ease up. And don't worry about your love life until don't even think about it until you're ready to just ease up in general. And it's not just that you're looking for love, but just so that you're going to just devote more time for your hobbies and other things in your life besides work. And if this is like a very crucial period for you, and this, when I say crucial period, it might only be a matter of months. Perhaps there's just something special that's going on with some of you that is creating that kind of necessity that you are working very hard, and eventually it's going to cool down, maybe after the new year or something, and then you can go and start to deal with your love life. Oh yeah, and that's the other thing too, because Jupiter is in your 5th house right now, in Sagittarius. So you may, some of you may be like getting a lot of offers, for people that want to date you, but you're just too busy. And, you don't have to turn anybody away. You can say, what, I'd love to date you, but for the next 3 months, I have to focus on my career. And actually, it's interesting because I was almost going to pick another card, but I'm not going to. the outcome is the Two of Wands. So this is kind of like that fork in the road with career matters, some kind of a decision. Wands can be about career. This is fire energy. And it could be that you have to choose perhaps to ease up or to forge ahead even further. Now, again, you know, this is a very general reading for everybody who happens to be born under the sign of Leo. So it's absurd to try to assume that everybody's going through the same thing. However, if you are in a situation where you have been a workaholic for many years, and you feel like life is passing you by, that you really would like a partner, then you're going to have to make the decision to put your relationships front and center and not to neglect them. And I mean, put, you know, time aside for that. And that's only a decision that you can make. It depends on how badly you want it. And for some people who are workaholics, they can claim that they want something, but when push comes to shove, they don't do anything about it. So I just wanted to give you that perspective, because I think that it's really one that is quite overlooked, that a lot of people don't think about when they're thinking about dating. It's like, do you have time to properly date, properly, you know, get to know somebody? Or are you so busy that you can only fit in a date once every few weeks? You know, that's going to wreak havoc on a more than a superficial type of relationship. So just a little word to the wise there. Okay, that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that you enjoyed this. If you'd like a personal reading, the link is below. My website is ReinaMoonAstrology.com. Take care. Bye.